Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and informations on Path of Exile. And the first news this week has been something about supporter packs, but the important part here is that on February 15th, GGG will be revealing all of the details of the content 3.2 and the new Challenge League. So it's going to be very interesting. It's midweek, so be prepared to start tier crafting your new build, because this is definitely going to be really interesting. About actual news though, GGG came out and said that they are improving more things. So the same team that recently improved the Fireground or the Burning Ground effect now is working on other stuff. And if you watch this very short video, you'll see it's something about water, for example, and the disappearance of objects while you run behind them, through them, that kind of stuff. And it's really cool because it's not only looking better, but it also works better on your computer. So it's definitely an improvement in any way you look at it, so definitely really good. Hopefully we'll see those improvements really soon. GGG is still not sure when they'll be able to launch those, because they really need to be tested well. If they launch some improvement and it's not actually an improvement, it's going to be really bad for them. So that's what is going to happen. Hopefully it's going to be really great and it's going to come soon. Really can't wait, because lately all of the improvements have been really good. And the real news this week has actually been the manifesto post that GGG posted about Abyss content integration into the game. So Abyss is absolutely good as a league. Of course, it's pretty much taken from the best parts of the other leagues, and you never want to miss on an Abyss because you have the chance of getting a very good loot. And much like Breach, you can choose if you want to do it or not, and you always choose to do it, but definitely it works, and GGG definitely wanted to keep it around. However, there were a couple things that were not on par with the other parts of the game, and that is the Stygian Vice belt. So that belt actually was better than any other type of belt in the game, always, because the implicit that you have on normal belts cannot compare to having an Abyss jewel into your belts as the implicit. So it's definitely way too strong to keep, and the problem was that it was way too common, and also you could get Stygian Vice belts affected by Shaper or Elder mods, which made them just way too strong. So what happens here is first, GGG is going to push the content further into the game. So basically you could just get Abysses from level 1. Now the first part of the game, so Act 1 to 5, you will not be able to get Abysses, and for the second part you will be able to get Abysses but not Abyssal Depth. Abyssal Depth will only occur in maps, so you will see this content much later. And Abysses, much like Breach, will occur 10% of the time in instances, so if you sum up that with Breaches, you will actually have a good chance of getting something happening in your maps, which is not mutually exclusive with Masters, thankfully, because otherwise I will just throw Masters out of the window. But that's just my personal opinion on them. Anyway, you will be able to get maps from the Abyssal Depths and Troves. So this content will not be penalizing you if you are playing for maps, and this is definitely a really good change, because right now you only get maps really rarely from yellow mobs, which doesn't really happen often enough, to be honest, to make it worth. So also you will still be able to get the Stygian Vice belts, however they will not be able to get Elder or Shaper mods, and also they will only come from Depth and Leeches. However, again, they will always drop once, or rather there will always be a Stygian Vice drop from a Stygian Spire or a Leech. So if you are able to get into this content and complete it, you will definitely be rewarded. Also, of course, you will get jewels, and that's and those are going to be pretty good. So good jewels will be much rarer now, and they will definitely be worth something depending on what's going to be the new flavor of the month builds, which to be honest is pretty much any build at this point. But still, uniques are also going to be available, and they will always they will not be touched except light poacher, which will be changed a little bit because the orbs that it shoot out were way too strong, so now these projectiles will travel a limited distance. However, you can actually work on those, so you can increase or reduce their speed with gems, of course, and they will not always pierce, so you can actually make them chain or fork, for example. I think this can actually work. This can actually make for some very interesting light poacher builds. I can't wait to see how these go. The other items are going to remain the same. However, the odds of having a second abyssal socket have been increased for all of the uniques except Shroud of the Lifeless, so that these are going to be pretty good as well. And yeah, so all in all, we're going to keep the Abyss into the core game, and well, it's definitely gonna be good. I don't know how interesting it's gonna be in maps, or how they plan to work on the sextant problem with elder stuff into the maps, but we'll see how that goes. For now, let's just take what we get. Also, we got a couple of concept arts from the new upcoming league, and this definitely looks like an elder something item, or yeah, chest piece definitely. Some other very cool chest pieces which might actually be part of the new supporter packs. We'll have to see. Very nice spiked elm and stuff, I guess. Well, that's pretty much it for the uniques. I mean, nothing much, but we'll get the full review or the full reveal next week, so no worries on that. And yeah, I guess that was all for this week. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Zorzo, and I'll see you guys the next time.